There's been a lot of hate from the Miami Dolphins, especially this week from a lot of different pundits, but leading the way just a couple of weeks ago, Mike Florio, who's from Pro Football Talk, and you can hear him on the Joe Rose Show every single Friday around 9:20 a.m. He started it a couple of weeks ago. He has doubled down on saying Dolphins, they got some serious issues, and it really kind of starts at the top. He's talking about the leader of the team, the president of the team, the owner of the team, Stephen, he's not the president, the owner of the team, Stephen Ross, but he says, Stephen Ross, he might have his issues, but sometimes you never know if you get new ownership and things will be different. Mike Florio breaking down the whole Stephen Ross situation.
Asante Samuel Sr. on his podcast talking about the fact that there was some sort of interest between the Dolphins and his son, Asante Samuel Jr. Jr. is a free agent, still unsigned. Asante Sr. made the comment that there's no leadership in the Dolphins organization. And that caught my eye because it goes back to one of the biggest criticisms I've had of the Dolphins under Stephen Ross. And it dovetails with what has become a fairly common take in these parts, that as a fan of a team, you're stuck with ownership. Jed York said it several years ago after they fired Jim Harbaugh, then Jim Tom Sula, then Chip Kelly, boom, 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 one year after another. You don't dismiss ownership. No, sometimes you'd like to. The only problem is it's like the Wizard of Oz. You drop a house on the Wicked Witch of the East, there is a chance the Wicked Witch of the West is going to be even worse. So sometimes that owner you have who is driving you crazy may still be better than whoever would end up buying the team, because there is no test. There is no aptitude exam. You just have to have the biggest bag of money when a team is for sale.
We're going to get to what Asante Samuel Sr. said earlier this week, and you can hear my voice. I'm not exactly happy with the comments he made. That's later in the show. Right now, we want to focus on what Mike Florio is talking about the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, for better or worse, you're stuck with the owner that you have. But I think for better, we have Stephen Ross. I think Stephen Ross, for the most part, is a good owner. Has he made some bad hires? That's debatable. But he's always been willing to put forth money to this team. And Vlad, I really believe this. The reason we don't see as much movement from the Dolphins or rebuild and blow it up is for a multitude of reasons. Number one, Stephen Ross is 85 years old, Vlad. He don't have time to start over again and try to rebuild a team over a 2-3 year period or even a 2-year period. He wants to win and win now. Number two, the last blow up. How did that go, Vlad? Where we totally blew up the whole thing, and where has it gotten us? Has it gotten us any more playoff wins? Has it gotten us any closer to the Super Bowl? So it's like, if you're Stephen Ross, you're like, why should I blow this up? Because it didn't really, quote unquote, when you say didn't work last time.
It couldn't blow it up.
It didn't, but they couldn't blow up. But no, when they blew it up and they tanked for 2 and they did all that.
Yeah, but I'm saying this season they couldn't blow it up because they gave the extensions last year for this year.
So another reason why.
Right. So if there's a year they're going to blow it up, it would be after this season if it doesn't start out well or end well. I think he's on the hot seat because you gave him an extension with him knowing that, all right, you're good. You gave a lot of you gave a lot of people extensions with the thinking, all right, I see a progress. We're going upwards. We're seem like we have a window in these next 2-3 years to win a title or to get to a Super Bowl. I'm going to put my money out there on what I expect. And last season was a gut punch. And now you're seeing what happened with the season being what it's clearly not what they expected last season. They did not think they were going to be 8-9 after 11-6 season. They didn't think they were going to go 3 games below 500. Yeah. I mean, 3 games below 3 games down from the season before.
Correct.
Obviously, the injury concerns with Tua, offensive line, this, that, the other. So then they had to make what they didn't want to call a soft rebuild, but it was a soft rebuild because they had to let key components of this team last season that were looking for extensions. I gave extensions already. I can't give you guys extensions when I gave extensions, and those extensions that I gave to the nucleus of the team, to the core of the team, didn't really work. It didn't work out as of yet because the contracts kick in this year.
Right. So if it didn't work out, why would I keep doing the same thing? Interesting.
But you're 85.
Right. And Mike Florio goes on to say maybe Stephen Ross needs to be in some way, shape, or form a little more hands-on with the team.
Stephen Ross, because he lives and works in New York, he's an absentee landlord of the Miami Dolphins. It has led to dysfunction. An owner said years ago, what do you think about Stephen Ross not living in Miami, not working in Miami? The response was, I love competing against him. Yeah. The best owners know where the sweet spot is between being around all the time and showing everyone this matters to me. This is my priority. This isn't some tax shelter. Not that there's any losses involved, but this isn't just, a trophy. This isn't just some property that I'm investing in. I am fully invested in this team. I am here every day. I am making the team headquarters my headquarters. Either this is my only business or this is my principal place of all of my business. I'm not micromanaging my football people, but I'm here every day. I care the way I expect you to care.
I'm 85.
I got to say, though, in theory, I understand what Mike Florio is saying. Yes,
I'm 85.
I understand. But if you're trying to change the culture, if you're trying to change the culture and you're trying to do all this, it starts with the owner.
I'm 85.
And I live in New York City. New York City.
Delegating.
But
now
that's what Mike Florio was saying, though.
Now, here's the problem. No, here's the question. I don't want to say am I loyal to the soil too much?
What do you mean?
Chris Greer.
Okay.
Am I loyal to the people that I've delegated power to make these decisions? Am I been loyal to them to the point that I'm not, that's the reason why. I'm 85, man. I'm not gonna by the way, RVA Richie being funny, saying that I look it. If I'm Stephen Ross and I'm 85, I'm not gonna be, I don't have the energy, the strength to be at all these to be there every day, day in and day out.
Okay.
I'm not Jeffrey Lurie.
I was going to say this, right? So you say I'm 85, I don't have the energy, I don't have the power.
I'm not.
So as a Dolphins fan,
I'm not the Hunt.
So as a Dolphins fan, you know what the response is going to be.
Trade what? Sell the team?
Sell the team. Then if you don't have the energy and you don't have the time and you don't have
I get from that Hard Rock. You know how much?
Well, then, okay, if it's that important, why don't you make your home office and make your life down here in South Florida?
I got
you. I'm arguing once again. I don't know.
I got you. I'm 85.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
I'm 85. I'm not changing my ways.
Exactly.
I'm a billionaire. Damn you.
So then the question, as a Dolphins fan, then how dedicated are you to the Dolphins being a great
I spend
team?
Money. I spend money. I do. I am dedicated. I spend money.
You're right.
Whenever there's a free agent, come on, let's be real here. When there's one thing we can say about the owners down here in South Florida, except for the Marlins, they spend money.
Yeah.
Okay. Because anytime there's a big name free agent or a named player that's available, that's looking to get out in basketball, football, and now beginning in hockey now, South Florida is always going to be one of the first. Any team in the South Florida is going to be mentioned.
Right.
So therefore, I'm not going to say that he didn't spend the money. Now, is there a problem? I don't think it's a Stephen Ross problem not signing the players.
Oh, he'll pay
draft.
you. He'll pay you what he.
That's a Chris Greer thing.
Exactly.
But
so
that's what I'm saying. So listen, man. I'm not going to put all the blame on Boss Ross. Is there some blame for him?
Everybody gets blamed.
Everybody. Well, obviously, when you're the head man, you're gonna get blamed. But I can't. It's not because he's cheap. It ain't like he's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
Think about it. Put it this way, if the Cincinnati Bengals roster with the Miami Dolphins roster, guarantee you, Stephen Ross would be paying for defensive players to come and help that defense.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna act like I don't want to do that. We're not gonna do that.
I mean, I think he does a great job of being available for the team, but also not, like he said, micromanaging. You don't want Jerry Jones, that doesn't work. But you'd also don't want, a guy that's nowhere near the team that just, whenever you need a check, just hands a check.
But I don't also want an owner like Jerry Jones.
That's what we just said.
Yeah, like you just said that.
I don't want a micromanager. Like Jerry Jones,
and I don't like the quiet. Sometimes the quiet owners don't do anything.
Right,
like,
right. But Steve Ross is good.
You don't want you don't want a Mara coming in and telling, hey man, I hope he doesn't go to the Eagles. I don't want that type of owner either.
I understand. Well,
so you're not gonna put it this way, unless you're Jeffrey Lurie right now,
right?
Or the Hunt family. you're not really happy. All your owners are not really happy right now. Well, no.
Financially, they're
Josh
all
Harris,
very happy.
let me give the Commanders because they had a good first
They're all
season.
very happy.
They're
financially.
very happy.
Well, Vlad, this is what Mike Florio says the Dolphins' biggest problem is. They just get caught with their pants down too much.
Having the owner around, what's the saying? When the cat's away, the mice do play. I mean, what have we seen over the years? The mice are eating each other when the cat isn't there. So look at where they are right now. We got a question coming up later that dovetails with that concept, but look at where they are right now. They just feel lost to me. And I know that makes Dolphins fans upset because Dolphins fans are stuck. They're stuck with Stephen Ross. They're stuck with the status quo. They have to make the best of it when the team is 0-0. And they can plausibly persuade themselves to think that this year is going to be the year for the first time since 2000 that they win a playoff game. Was it 2000 or was it 99? I can't remember. Most can't remember. It was a long friggin' time ago. So delude yourself if you must as you anticipate the start of football season. I'm not going to try to yuck someone's yum as it relates to, the fascination of all the things that could be. Yeah, they could go 17-0 in theory. So could the Giants. And I'll have John Mara's face tattooed on my arm, which is still much better than having his arm tattooed on my face. So the Dolphins feel rudderless. The Dolphins feel shiftless. The Dolphins feel like a team that really does have no unifying vision, leadership, who's in charge, who's driving the bus, where is the bus going? It just feels like the bus is going wherever the players want the bus to go.
Ah, man. I feel like that
All
Lizzo,
right.
I feel like that Lizzo song, Truth Hurts, man.
But I think that's more of the breakdown of Chris Greer than it is.
I understand. No. We're not talking Stephen Ross, but
Stephen Ross.
You do feel as though this Dolphins team is sometimes visionless. They don't really. We've knocked them all this offseason. Who's the leader of the team? Who's making the decisions? How is this team built for cold weather? It seems like they just put a team together and then, we'll worry about Baltimore when we get to Baltimore. We'll worry about going to New York when we go to New York. They don't seem to have like a vision. What is the identity of the Miami Dolphins right now, Vlad?
Right now?
It's a good question. Yeah. What is the identity of the Miami Dolphins?
Oh, you got a coach that's on the foreman.
Okay,
you're a team right now that doesn't know if they're coming or going.
It's not a good identity.
That's Vlad. Unfortunately, one bad season changes your identity. You went from being the hot, fast,
right? Okay, that's
innovative.
That's a cool identity.
But that was the first 2 seasons.
Right.
Last season was supposed to be okay. You've shown us that you're here. Now let's see if we're
improving.
You've improved. You went from 9-8
and we're not
to 11-6 with the opportunity to have been. You could have been better that season, and you could have won the division. You could have won the division and had and been a 2 seed. And you were actually no BS. You were battling for 1 seed if you didn't get your nipples ripped against Baltimore. So you were showing, at least there were signs of you were showing improvement.
Yeah.
Now can you get over the hump? Can you climb over?
This is the year we've arrived and we're here.
And then while you were climbing that mountain, instead of keep on going up,
took a step back.
You took 3 steps
back.
Okay.
Okay, so let's play this one. You're Chris Greer. I'm Mike McDaniel. What is the vision of this year's team? What they're talking right now? Like, we put together these guys. This is what we're hoping to do. This is our identity. Vlad, what is Chris Greer saying? What's the identity of this year's team?
I don't know. You Michael J. Fox. You got a secret identity.
As Mike McDaniel, I'm going to say this. We're a team that's learned from now this is a weird Mike McDaniel way to say our identity is we've learned from our past mistakes. This year, we're going to focus on being innovative and healthy.
No, your identity this year is just trying to set another identity.
Well, what is the identity though?
That's the problem. Through year 4, you're not supposed to go in. You're not supposed to start creating a new identity.
Right.
Your first identity should be solidified, cemented in, especially after you get an extension, which means you're going to be here for a little bit, or at least the plan is to have you here for a little bit. So your identity, your culture should be already set. Now, everybody that you include, you add to the team is getting brought in to add a little bit to what already is an established culture. But what have been the questions we've been asking since we've been on? Great player. Don't understand why Tyreek Hill is one of your captains. Your quarterback, I don't care.
It's kind of a quieter guy.
I don't care if he's visually, the optics makes me think that the quarterback is, a vocal rah-rah. Your quarterback's got to be, no matter what, one of your 3 leaders of your squad all the time. The time.
It's correct. If you want to be a good team, yes.
I don't care.
And they compare
Marino leader, Jim Kelly leader, Steve Young leader.
They compare
Patrick
Drew
Mahomes
Brees.
a leader. Like, it doesn't. Jalen Hurts a leader. Like, these guys, Joe Burrow a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys lead. That doesn't mean they got to be throwing the helmet, like getting into each other's people's face. But hey, when the doors are closed and the media is not there, yeah, he's getting in that. He's getting in their face. He's chewing them out. He's telling them he's gonna play better, but he needs them to play better. Like, I don't know if Tua is doing that. They can say that,
yeah,
but it doesn't feel that because the outcome is not showing that.
We're not seeing it.
So, and then the coach, bro. Sorry, I've always said this. We thought it was cute when you're winning, everything's cute. Oh, why is everybody knocking him? Oh, so what? He's quirky. Oh, McFit. All of that. Guess what? Now it's losing because now expectations have been risen. Expectations are higher now for the Miami Dolphins, or at least they were. Now, when you get a slap back to reality, and you start looking how far you are from getting to where the Baltimore's, the Kansas Cities, and where these other teams that were with you are improving, like Denver.
So
yeah, you're gonna
We're still struggling to figure out what this team's identity is. So we're gonna ask Zach. Zach, what is the identity of this Dolphins team this season, supposedly?
Well, I don't really know if there is one, but I
That's
can tell
good.
you,
I don't.
There really isn't.
Identity starts with leaders, and I think last year's defensive leader, to me, when you watch the games, I think it was Calais Campbell, and that was your oldest guy on the team, and now he's gone.
Yeah,
and you need to have someone who leads not only by example, but obviously verbally on both sides of the ball.
Zach, all their leaders are gone.
So we're a team. That's our identity. We're a team with no leader.
He gone.
We're a leaderless team.
Jonnu Smith, he gone. Calais Campbell, he gone.
You got Tyreek Hill saying, "If I'm a captain, whatever. If I'm not a captain, whatever. It doesn't matter." That's one of the best
leader before. Christian Wilkins, he gone.
And you can't say they have an identity when the defense got worse.
Teron Armstead, he gone.
How are you going to win games consistently and be a playoff team and a playoff winner when you don't have leaders and an identity?
Raheem Mostert, he gone.
Raiders. Okay, so we're struggling to find an identity. That's not good. Not good.